Welcome, baseball fans, to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. We have night action, evening action, 6 p.m. first pitch. We're starting a little bit later here, but that's okay. Boy, we've got bright sunshine here, and you'll see it as it comes down, and it'll go probably right through where you'll see a lot of sunshine and a nice sunset. But first pitch, Andrew Albert's on the hill. It'll be lefty against lefty. Lightning here against the Matadors. First pitch, strike right at the knees to Dylan Prince. 6:09. First pitch here from Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The kick, the pitch, the 0-1, swing and a miss. So Dylan Prince, the second baseman for the Lightning, leads off. Then it's the shortstop, Danny Machado. The designated hitter, Nico Benestead, he'll bat third for the Lightning. As Alberts sets, kicks, and here comes the 0-2, and he'll go outside, swing and a miss. So Prince goes down swinging. Machado will come up to the plate. Then it's Benestead. Brock Silvers, the first baseman, will bat cleanup for the Lightning. The center fielder, Ryan Fascolo, he'll bat fifth for Delray Beach. Batting sixth is the left fielder, Jack Tate. Then it's the catcher, Corbin Reynolds. The right fielder, Logan Shapiro, will bat in the A slot. And batting ninth is the third baseman, Aiden O'Keefe. Pitch delivered, that'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes to Machado. The number 10 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning is the extra hitter today, Brady Benavides. Here comes the 1-0. Upstairs, just missing. Wow. 2 balls and no strikes as Alberts motions to his catcher, Cancel, to lift his glove up a little bit. Cancel receiving Alberts here today. There's a swing, and that ball will go out of play, left side. So Machado at the plate, batting from the right side, lefty-righty matchup. So for the Lightning, it's Prince, Machado, Benestead, Silvers, Fascolo, Tate, Reynolds, Shapiro, O'Keefe, and Benavides. The Lightning are the visiting team. The Delray Beach Lightning, breaking ball strike at the knees. 10-9 in the North Division, 12-9 overall. This is a home game for the Palm Beach Gardens Matadors. Next pitch, that'll bounce into the dirt. A fastball coming in. The Matadors 9-6 in the North Division, 10-7 overall. The Matadors just a slot above the Lightning in the division. Third place in the division for the Matadors. For the Lightning, they're in fourth right now. Big game between these North Division foes, and the swing miss gets by the catcher. That's a long way to run all the way to the backstop. Throw to first won't be in time. So Machado strikes out, but he's safe at first base. So a drop third strike there. There's one aboard for the designated hitter, Nico Benestead. So Albert's on the hill, Cancel receiving, Vertucci's at first, Duarte at second, Colmenares at short, and Cooper at third. Fly ball, it's staying up for a long time. Payne right underneath it, he'll bring it in. There's 2 down as Benestead flies out to left. Sorry about that. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Lightning, the first baseman, Brock Silvers. And setting the defense, finishing up in the outfield, it is Payne in left, Sanchez in center, and Gardner in right. First pitch, that'll miss low and inside on Silvers. Lefty-righty matchup. Both teams lost their last game. It was a tough one. As the throw going down to second, runner, it goes towards first base, and that'll go into center, the first base side of the second base bag. So easily Machado will take third base as the throw gets away from the infielders. Silvers at the plate, Fascolo on deck. Tough one for the Matadors. That's hit foul. On Thursday, losing to the Snappers 4-5. Both teams had 10 hits apiece, so it wasn't a problem getting those hits. Next pitch, and that'll be a line shot that'll drop in for a hit between the left fielder and center fielder, and easily played a run for the Lightning here early in the first. So Silvers with the stand-up double into left center, driving in Machado, and with 2 outs, that brings up the center fielder, Ryan Foscolo. As we were mentioning, the last game for the Matadors against the Snappers, the 1-run loss. 10 hits for both teams. Pitch delivered, strike at the knees. Rubino had 2 hits. Chun had 2. Colon had a hit and drove into. The Matadors were leading 4-0, but then lost the lead and did not get it back. West Boca scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And then it made it a 1-run game. The throw over to first will be in time, but not before the Lightning can put a run on the board. So Delray up 1-0 as we head to the home half of the first here from Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. The Palm Beach County Sports Commission attracts sporting events and activities to Palm Beach County to enhance tourism and business, as well as promote sports across the Palm Beach community. The Palm Beach County Sports Commission provides venues to promote the image of Palm Beach County as a top sports destination in the country. Thank you, Palm Beach County Sports Commission. Welcome back to sunny South Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Lisa Pride here, and up first for the Matadors is the shortstop Miguel Angel Colmenares. First pitch delivered by Confreda, and then he'll miss inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Lots of wind whipping out as we watch the flags, and that ball's going right into the wind into center field. Underneath it, though, as he moves to his right, is Foscolo, and he'll make the grab. So Colmenares is retired as he flies out to center. Brett Patton steps up to the plate. He'll kick the dirt around, do some landscaping at home plate. A quick little chat between Colmenares and Patton as Colmenares exchanges some of the pitches that he just saw from Confredo. On deck is Cooper. So Confredo on the hill. Another lefty here. We have the lefty-lefty matchup. Strike delivered to Patton, who's batting from the left side. He's the extra hitter for the Matadors tonight. Crouching down, waits. Swing and a ground ball over to second. Easy throw to first. Patton is retired as he grounds out. So for the Matadors, Colmenares flied out. Patton grounded out. Coming to the plate right now is the third baseman, Thomas Cooper. Cleaning things up for the Matadors is the center fielder, Alejandro Sanchez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Kirk Stensrud. Then it's the second baseman, Tyler Duarte. The catcher, Chris Cancel, as a strike is delivered to Cooper, will bat in the seventh slot. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Hudson Gardner. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Nolan Payne. A swat through the infield, into left. O'Keefe, the third baseman, going after it, not able to get any leather on it at all. And Cooper is aboard with the base hit that squeaks through the infield. So a one out, or two outs rather, single off the bat of the third baseman. That brings up the center fielder, Alejandro Sanchez. Sanchez batting from the left side, facing Confredo, the lefty. So batting eighth is Gardner, batting ninth, the left fielder, Nolan Payne, and batting 10th for the Matadors is the first baseman, Ian Vertucci. Pitch delivered inside on the lefty at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. So for the Matadors, once again, Miguel Angel Colmenares is the leadoff hitter. Then it's Patton, Cooper, Sanchez, Stendrud, Duarte, Cancel, Gardner, Payne, and Vertucci as the ball goes out of play. The head coach for the Matadors, coaching third base, is Jacob Josie. Breaking ball, and that'll miss inside, right by the letters. Hit hard on the ground to the right side, but right in the glove of the first baseman, Silvers. Sanchez is retired as he grounds out to first. That'll leave one stranded for the Matadors here in the first. No runs on a hit, no errors, one left on. We head to the top of the second here from Joe Russo Field in Lilac Park, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And you're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. At Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, we know that part of a great vacation is the peace of mind that comes from a great hotel. That's why we are dedicated to provide an experience that stands above the rest. Whether it be our comfortable beds, poolside relaxation, or our courteous staff, we ensure that you will get the best out of us so that you can enjoy your travels with ease. Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League's preferred hotel providers. Thank you so much for tuning in here today to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League broadcast. Our game of the day, first pitch at the plate. It's Jack Tate, the left fielder, and he'll pop it out of play to the right side. Facing Alberts on the hill. Alberts in one inning allowed to hit a run. Struck out a couple, though. Here comes the pitch. That's straightened up. A high chopper taken by the shortstop. Nice throw over to first base, and Tate is retired. Ground out to Colmenares. Connecting to Vertucci at first, and there's one away. Albert's on the hill. He's from Jupiter, Florida. 215. Sophomore out of Manhattan University. 6 foot 215, the lefty is. Here comes the pitch. Upstairs, that'll miss on the righty Reynolds. Corbin Reynolds at the plate, the catcher for the Lightning. Alberts is 3-0 this season, 3.75 ERA. Upstairs again with the Heat, he'll miss. This is his fourth start, fourth game for the Matadors. 12 innings of work before today, 10 strikeouts. Pitch delivered, framed nicely, no call. 3 balls, no strikes to Reynolds. Alberts picked up his wins against the Iguanas, the Beach Boys, and the X team. Next pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Waits, throws in the dirt, bounces out of the glove of Vertucci, the first baseman. Reynolds safe at first base. Colmenares came in a few steps right in front of that ground ball. It took a high chop, but then he had to set it, get a good grip, and he did not. As quickly, he had to get rid of the ball, throw to first base, and an errant throw over to first base as it bounces out of Vertucci's glove. It hit some dirt before the glove. Reynolds safe at first base. That'll bring up the right fielder, Logan Shapiro. Coaching first base for the Lightning is Chase Waters. He's a coach out of FAU. That's Florida Atlantic University. Danny Rogers is the third base coach. Just graduated, and he'll be coaching at Lynn University. 1 ball and no strikes to Shapiro. They kick the pitch and a foul tip. Going over to the dugout of the visiting team. Next pitch, that'll pop out of play to the right side. There's a playground to the right side. I'm sure they get plenty of these foul balls. A little bit of buffer in between them, but some of those balls probably definitely find their way to the playground. What a nice night to be playing on the playground and watching a game here at Lilac Park. Breaking ball, swing, oh no swing, I'm sorry, froze him at the plate as Shapiro goes down on strikes as he catches that third strike looking, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Aiden O'Keefe.
The third baseman, number 16, Aiden O'Keefe.
Throw down to first or second base, and the runner Reynolds will run and slide in safely. Boy, is it a sunny day here in South Florida. We've got the sunshine right in our face. So that's going right into the eyes of the batter, too. Not easy to see the pitches delivered by the lefties here today. Another throw down to, this will go down to third base. Getting a toe in first, though, as he slides in safely before the tag is Reynolds. So after getting aboard on an error here, Reynolds, pair of stolen bases. He's at third, waiting to be brought in. The Lightning are already up 1-0. The teams have played each other twice already this season. They've split the games as here comes the next pitch. That'll miss upstairs, and O'Keefe will get the free pass to first base. Now runners at the corners for the Lightning with 2 outs. That'll bring up the extra hitter, Brady Benavides. In game 1, the first time that these two teams matched up, Palm Beach Gardens won 9-8. That was in Delray Beach. And then the Lightning won game 2, 11-0. That one wasn't close at all, but the first one definitely was. And Delray won here against the Matadors. So both teams winning on the road, splitting so far. They'll face each other 5 times this season. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, and that's upstairs off the mark. 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch, that ball's upstairs. That'll fly to the right side, out of play. First baseman Vertucci running after it, but has to give up as it goes out of play, out of the ballpark here. So I've got the sun right in my eyes, and it's just going to set until it gets below the trees there, and it'll be in our eyes. Probably, I know when you're watching, you're seeing that blazing sun on the left side, beyond left field. So it's in the eyes of the catcher, hitter, umpire, everybody on the right side of the diamond, too. They're getting that blazing sun on the right side. It's a scorcher. This ball's popped up. Calling for it is the second baseman. He'll have to go at the last minute to his right. That's Duarte out there, and he'll bring it in. So Benavides is retired as he pops up to second. That'll leave 2 stranded here for the Lightning. They'll come up empty. So no runs and no hits, an error, and 2 left on. We'll head to the home half of the second with the Lightning leading 1-0. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Do not let injuries slow you down. MD Now has over 110 locations across the state of Florida and centers in 20 different states. You'll get the best care from our award-winning physicians' feet. Whether it's a fastball to the head or any injury that comes your way, when you need help, you want MD Now's consistent and fast care. Thank you, MD Now, for taking care of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League athletes and families. Welcome back. Well, it's the bottom of the second, 1-0 Lightning. Rather lead the Matadors. First up here for Palm Beach, the Palm Beach Garden Matadors, the designated hitter, Kurt Stensrud. Upstairs misses. 2 balls and a strike here to Stensrud. Stensrud, Duarte, and Cancel all due up for the Matadors in the second. Here comes the 2-1, and that's low inside. It'll go below the knees of the designated hitter. Brendan Confredo on the hill, strike delivered out of Vieira, Florida. Freshman at Florida International, 6 foot 195. Sets, kicks, delivers. That'll miss away. So Stensrud racing down to first base after he takes all his gear off. He's got a yard sale out there for whoever's the bat boy to pick up all his equipment. As Matt Judkins goes down to first base to coach first base. Jacob Josie at third base, the head coach, coaching third here for the Matadors. Judkins is the head coach for the Palm Beach Gardens high school team. One of his high schoolers just graduated, Vertucci, is in the lineup today. Bunt shown, pitch delivered, gets by the catcher, and Stensrud, advanced baseman at the plate for the Matadors. That's from the left side, facing the lefty. Confreda is 2-1 on the season, 7.42 ERA. This will be his 7th game, 3rd start for Delray Beach this season. Coming into tonight's contest, 13 and a third innings pitched, 16 strikeouts. Here comes the 1-0. That'll miss. Away, 2 balls and no strikes to Duarte. Confredo, his last trip out on the 18th, picked up the loss against the Beach Boys. That was on the road. Fly ball into left center. Going after it. It'll go all the way to the warning track as it hops down, rolls, and headed home for the Matadors. Standing straight up is Stensrud. So the Matadors tie it up here in the second. Duarte with the blast into left center. A double to drive in the first run for the Matadors off the bat of the second baseman. Duarte crushing that ball. Nobody could get to it, neither Tate nor Foscolo out there. Couple of bounces, hit the blue fence. Next pitch, swing, and this one just doesn't have the distance into the glove of Tate in left field. That keeps Duarte at second. So Cancel flies out to left. There's one away. That'll bring up the right fielder, Hudson Gardner. Now Confredo on the hill picked up back-to-back wins against the Diamond Ducks and the Iguanas. Also pitched against the Bucks and the Extreme and the Hooks this season. No decisions in those 3 games. Inside, missing. 1 ball and no strikes to Gardner. 1 down. Let's set the defense. I don't believe we set the defense in the first for Delray. The pitch, ooh, that's upstairs and right at the ear of Gardner. He's able to dodge out of the way. 2 balls and no strikes. So Confredo on the hill. Reynolds is receiving. Silver's at first. Prince at second. Machado at short. And O'Keefe at third base. 3 balls, no strikes here to Gardner. Tate in left, Foscolo in center, and Shapiro in right. Here comes the 3-0. That catches the outside edge. Strike number 1. 3-1 now, the count to the right fielder. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Now the count full on Gardner. He had 3 balls on him. 2 strikes delivered. Payoff pitch. That'll miss low and away. So Gardner, he'll head to first base. Jogs down with ball number 4. That has 2 on now for the Matadors, bringing up the left fielder, Nolan Payne. Duarte at second, Gardner at first. Ball inside to the righty at the plate, Payne. Payne leads the team in batting average, batting .480 this season. Next pitch, that'll miss upstairs. Tenth game for Nolan. 9 runs, 12 hits. A couple of those are doubles. He's driven in 9 this season, and he's stolen 2 bags. Strike, outside part of the plate, 2-1 to Payne. Next pitch, that'll go out of play, right side. Against the Lightning this season, Payne doesn't have any hits yet this season. Even with his .480 average, just had a tough time against the Lightning. did get on base, scored a run back on June 5th against the Lightning in the 9-8 victory for the Matadors. So looking for his first hit against Delray this season. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Payne. Checks the runner, delivers the pitch, and that ball is into left field, a liner. But quickly Tate going to his left makes the play and doubles up, and that'll do it. So Payne retired. Matadors retired. They score 1 though, and it's a 1-1 ball game as we go to the 3rd. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Signs, t-shirts, hats, and more. Delray's finest signs and graphics has you covered for your special events. DFS provides the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League with banners, team merchandise, and more for our opening day, all-star game, playoffs, and all of our big events. And they will do the same for you. Lola and her team, located in the heart of Palm Beach, will have your design and graphics needs met. For all your design needs, go to dfsgraphics.com. Welcome back. You're listening and watching the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. The Matadors inviting the Lightning in for the evening. It's a 1-1 ball game, swing and a miss. We're back up to the top of the order for Delray Beach. Dylan Prince at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on the second baseman. He struck out against Alberts his first trip up. Here comes the next pitch. That'll just miss away. 2-1 the count. Bright sunshine here. Just the reason why they call us the Sunshine State in Florida. It's right in our eyes here in the press box, so we're doing the best we can to see the ball and give you the play-by-play and all the calls. 3-1 is the count. I've got my hands up, shielding with my sunglasses on, shielding the sun as best I can. Count now full on Prince. Wind blowing out in left center. It's a breezy day out there. On the ground, eating it up is the shortstop. Throw will be in time. Wow, Colmenares. He went down to both knees and just like a hungry hippo in the Hungry Hippo game, just gobbled it up, able to make the throw to first base in time. There's 1 away. That'll bring up the shortstop, Danny Machado. Beautiful play by the shortstop, Colmenares. Talking to the head coach for the Matadors. That's going to be key here today. Good, solid defense. Pitch will miss inside. 1 ball and no strikes on Machado. Machado struck out, dropped third strike, though. He was able to score the first run for the Lightning. Hard hit ball over to third base. Cooper sends it to first to Vertucci. He's got the ball in his glove. So Machado is out at first. He does drop it late, but it's already called. He's out. So Machado out as he grounds out to third. Another great job by the defense for Palm Beach Gardens. Two away. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning, Nico Bannistead. He flied out to left as Alberts goes with the breaking ball upstairs and misses. It pops out of the glove of Cancel. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Silvers for the Lightning. 1-1 ball game. First time both these teams played, it was a 1-run win for the Matadors. 2 balls, no strikes. Alberts kicks, delivers, and he'll miss inside upstairs. 3-0 is the count. That'll get out of the glove of Cancel. I'm sure he's got the sun in his eyes too. Not an easy day to play with all that sunshine right in your eyes. Next pitch, that'll go out of play, so 3-1 the count. Alberts has a fastball, curveball, and changeup. It's around 84 to 88 with that fastball. Next pitch, that'll just miss. Oof. Wow. Bannistead patient at the plate. He'll pick up the walk with 2 down. So 1 on for the Lightning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Brock Silvers. Both teams got here early today as they had the 6 o'clock first pitch. It actually was at 6:09, the first pitch, but able to come early, get some infield, outfield, and batting practice in. The Matadors, they got their infield, outfield drills, batting practice, and then they were able to sneak away for a little bit before the game started to just enjoy the air conditioning somewhere. Go get, a quick bite to eat, some refreshments, and some AC. 1-1 ball game. There's 1 on for the Lightning at first with 2 away. 1 ball, no strikes. Alberts looks the runner back at first base. Sets at the belt, delivers. This ball is getting a ride to the left side. It stays up in the air all the way back to the fence, and it will knock off the fence. Rounding third base, headed home is Bannistead. He'll make there safely, and the Lightning take the 2-1 lead. So Silvers smashes that ball. It looked like it was going to go out. It just fell short, hit the wall. He'll come up with a stand-up double and drive in Bannistead. That'll bring up Ryan Foscolo, the center fielder, who grounded out in the first. 0 for 1 here today. The pitch, that'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs. Ground ball to the shortstop. Has the runner running in front of him, but watches the ball the whole way. Throws to first in time, and wait a minute. The umpire on the base pass said that the runner is safe. The batter, Foscolo, is safe at first base. That has Silvers going to third. Foscolo safe at first base. Guess he'll get the infield base hit, but I think head coach Jacob Josie is going to go out there and talk with the men in blue a little bit. Tough for me to really see all these plays with the sun right in my eyes, but it was a clean play, clean throw. Tough to believe that that's not an out, but we'll see what the men in blue say. We have no replays here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. 1 has crossed the plate for the Lightning. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of the visiting team. They scored 1 in the first, 1 now here in the third. Silvers doubled in the run. Foscolo is being debated whether he is safe or out at first base. Alberts, his last outing out was against the Iguanas on the 14th. The starting pitcher for the Matadors did not give up a run that game, only gave up 1 run in his second start against the Beach Boys this season. It was just opening day against the X team on the 31st of May that he struggled through 2 innings and gave up 4 earned runs, but after that settled on in. Alberts is really likes to pitch to contact. Throws a lot of strikes. Out of Manhattan University, but I believe he's in the portal right now, as most of these players are. So the discussion is over between the 2 umpires, and we're going to play on as Foscolo is safe at first base. Picks up the hit there, the infield hit with 2 outs. Runners at the corners, first and third for the Lightning, with the left fielder, Jack Tate, at the plate. He bats in the 6th slot for the Lightning. Tate is 0 for 1. He grounded out back in the 2nd inning, his first at-bat. That'll miss low. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitter, Tate. Here comes the one in the air, but that'll go out of play to the right side. Lightning scored first in the first. Matadors responded in the second. Delray broke the tie. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of Delray. Strike delivered. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tate. The kick, the pitch, runner going, swing, and it's caught in the glove of Cancel. That'll retire Tate. What a big strikeout that is, not only for Alberts, but for the Matadors, as they hold the Lightning to only 1 run this inning. Lightning have the 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of Russo Field in Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. The law offices of Salah Asterita Cox offers their clients the best experience in areas of securities enforcement, regulation, arbitration, and litigation. James Salah and his team of expert attorneys provide individualized attention with your white-collar crime cases. SAC has law offices available in Boca Raton, as well as New Jersey and New York. Call 561-989. We're back. Bottom of the third, 2-1, Lightning on top. For the Matadors, the number 10 hitter in the lineup at the plate, swing and a miss, is Ian Vertucci out of Palm Beach Gardens High School. First baseman for the Matadors today. Then it's back up to the top of the order for Palm Beach Gardens. Confreda taking something off of it against the righty. 1-2 is the count. Colmenares and Patton due up this inning for the Matadors. The pitch, that'll go low and inside, so 2-2 is the count to Vertucci. Chopper, left side. All over as the third baseman, throw to first in time. So O'Keefe to Silvers, Bertucci away as he grounds out. There's one away. That'll bring up Miguel Angel Colmenares, the shortstop for the Matadors. Colmenares is 0 for 1 today. He flied out to center his first trip up to the plate. Confredo, a freshman at FIU, has a fastball, changeup, and slider. There's the breaking ball. Strike at the knees on Colmenares. This fastball tops out around 88. Next pitch, pop up. That'll go out of play. The 0-2 pop-up, right side. Calling forward is the right fielder, Shapiro. He'll bring it in. There's 2 away. And that'll bring up the extra hitter, Brett Patton. So Colmenares flies out. We've got a ground out, a fly out, and Patton's at the plate. Matadors scored 1 in the second. They're down by 1. Breaking ball, that'll miss upstairs, slider up high. Next pitch, that catches the outside there for the strike. 1-1 the count. Delray talked about playing the Matadors, said this is a good team. They're a good ball club. They play good defense, which we've seen here. And definitely swing the bats. They've already picked up a couple of hits in 2 2/3. 3 balls and a strike to Patton. The 3-1 on the ground, rolls into the glove of the second baseman, double punt, throw to first. And 1-2-3 down go the Matadors here in the third as Patton is retired as he grounds out to second. So nothing across. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of Delray. We'll head to the top of the fourth from Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. The law offices of Thompson and Thomas will fight for you to get the compensation that you deserve. Vehicle accidents, personal injury, real estate, workers' compensation, and more. Thompson and Thomas will have you covered. Thompson and Thomas will fight for you like family, treating your case with the specialized care that we would want for our own. For top-level and caring attorneys, Thompson and Thomas has you covered. For a free consultation today, go to tntlegal.com. Top of the fourth for the Lightning. It's 7, 8, 9. Reynolds, Shapiro, and O'Keefe. Reynolds at the plate was aboard on an error. He'll lift this ball into right field, chasing after it and catching it just at the warning track is Gardner out there in right. So another great job by the defense here for the Matadors. Reynolds is retired as he flies out to right. One away, that'll bring up the right fielder, Logan Shapiro. Shapiro went down looking back in the second.
The right fielder out of Florida International, number
4 strikeouts for Alberts here today. He's going into the 4th inning right now of work. Look at that breaking ball, a beauty, and a called strike on Shapiro. Another strike delivered, nothing in 2 on Shapiro. The 0-2 going outside. Look at that movement off the hand of Alberts. A swing and a miss. Shapiro down again, this time swinging. So Alberts, 5 strikeouts. He struck out Shapiro twice already here today. That'll bring up O'Keefe, Aiden O'Keefe, the 3rd baseman, with 2 away. That'll miss, low and inside on O'Keefe. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch going upstairs, missing with the slider. 2 balls, no strikes to the 3rd baseman. Pop up, going out of play, chasing after it is the 1st baseman, but it's out of play. Vertucci giving it a chase. Held up at the chain link fence over there on right. No fence there, he might have found it. Wind now blowing left to right, out in left center. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball just missing inside. 3 balls and a strike to the number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning. 2-1 ball game. Matadors just down by 1 and laced into left on the run. Picked up by the warning track is Sanchez. And with 2 outs, O'Keefe with the double. Nice job of hitting by the 3rd baseman. O'Keefe waiting on that pitch. Lifted it up into left. Right where no one was. Sanchez tracked it down. Nothing he could do but toss it back in as O'Keefe stands up safely at 2nd base. That brings up the number 10 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning. The extra hitter, Brady Benavides. First pitch, that'll go upstairs on the extra hitter. Benavides popped up to 2nd, his first trip up to the plate. Alberts looks the runner back at 2nd, then delivers upstairs. He'll miss. 2 balls and no strikes. Benavides batting .239 this season with the Lightning. Just graduating from Suncoast High School here in 2025. Next pitch, he'll head to Barry University in the fall. Ground ball. Shortstop Colmenares throws it over to first. Vertucci picks it up off the ground in the dirt. And Benavides is retired as he grounds out. Great work by the defense for the Matadors. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for the Lightning. We go to the home half of the 4th. 2-1 Lightning lead the Matadors. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. There's nothing better than leaving the ballpark to get some cold beers, hot chicken wings, and great times with friends and family. The Duck Tavern has been whipping it up for the South Florida years, and now is the official local restaurant of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. We aren't sure what's more impressive, the 110 different beers from around the world, or the 20% off that all South Florida Collegiate Baseball League athletes, staff, and family get at the Duck all season long. Located at 5901 North Federal Highway. Come on in for good food and good vibes at the Duck Tavern. Cooper at the plate for the Matadors. Thomas Cooper, the third baseman, fouls the ball out of play. On deck is Sanchez. As Cooper taps this foul by the plate, then Stensrud is due up after Sanchez. Confreda on the hill for Delray Beach. She started through 3 innings. He's allowed a couple of hits, just 1 run. Walked 2. Hasn't struck out a Matador yet. We'll take a short time out here in the Collegiate Baseball League broadcast as the Lightning lead 2-1. Welcome back. Everybody's okay, and we're ready to go here in the 4th. At the plate is Thomas Cooper. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He'll pop it up right side, going back, twisting around to Silvers. And boy, look what I got, Mom. He brings it in. Cooper is retired as he pops out. That was a tricky play for Silvers, the first baseman for the Lightning, as he backed up, sun in his eyes, had to find the ball, twisted, and came up with it. Little snow cone catch out there. Cooper is retired as he pops out. That'll bring up the center fielder, Alejandro Sanchez. One ball and no strikes to Sanchez. Grounded out to first. Back in the first. 0 for 1 night so far. Here comes the next pitch. Strike. That'll dot the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 away for the Matadors. Stensrud on deck for Palm Beach Gardens. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Sanchez. Wind blowing out in left center. The sun is not finding any clouds to dip behind. It is scorching out today. Right in the eyes of everybody here on the field. I'm sure the fans too, the fans that are in their seats on the bleachers, they're probably shading their eyes too. Swing and a miss. With a little help from the sun or not, that's a strikeout. The first strikeout for Confreda today. That'll bring up Stensrud, Kurt Stensrud, the designated hitter. He walked back in the second and has scored that 1 and only run for the Matadors. Duarte, who's on deck, drove him in with a double. 0-1 on the designated hitter. The pitch, that'll go away. The Matadors wearing their red tops. Matadors in black outlined in white across their chests. White pants. Upstairs breaking ball, that'll miss. Duarte likes to wear his socks up high, the solid black socks. He's got a red bat to match his jersey, too. Here comes the 2-1, and that'll miss low and inside. 3-1 the count. The Lightning with their black tops. They've got to be hot with those. Actually, the sun's in my eyes. I'm trying to see, are they navy or are they dark blue, or I think they're black. As ball 4 is delivered to Stensrud, he'll head to first base. With 2 away, 1 on for the Matadors. So the Lightning black tops, lettering across their chests, and the numbers on their backs are in powder blue outlined in black and white. They've got white and powder blue stripes on their sleeves, wearing the road gray pants here today. Dark cap with the Lightning logo. Pitch delivered. That'll be a strike to Duarte, the second baseman. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 breaking ball, and that goes right across the letters on Duarte for strike number 2. He's got the powdered blue, they're very light blue batting gloves. Pitch delivered upstairs, high cheese, swing and a miss. So 3 straight strikes, all different pitches to Duarte, and he's retired. That'll leave 1 stranded for the Matadors at first. No runs crossed the plate, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We head to the top of the 5th here from Joe Russo Field at Lilac Park. It's a 2-1 lead for the Lightning. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Homeowners of South Florida, the 5 boroughs of New York and New Jersey, we have the one-stop shop for all of your home remodeling needs with GMO Construction. GMO specializes in kitchens, bathrooms, complete remodels, and now home construction. Call 973-315-7411 for a free quote today. GMO Construction, proud partner of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Welcome back. We're on the top of the 5th. We've got a new pitcher on the hill for Palm Beach Gardens. It's Jackson Hyatt. The righty steps on to the rubber here to face the leadoff hitter for the Lightning, Dylan Prince. Then it'll be Machado and Benestead. 2-1 lead for the Lightning as we're in the top of the 5th. First pitch, that'll go out of play. Thank you for hanging with us. I know we've got some technical difficulties right there with the audio. Also, whoa, let me straighten this up here. I'm not sure why all of it wants to start to do this. Never know, never ever know. Maybe it doesn't like all the sunshine here today. It's a hot day. We had some problems too with our camera, so thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us here on YouTube Live on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
Lightning out of City Hall, number 15, Dom Trolio.
All right, still trying to, hopefully got it right there, and we do have a new batter that came in for Dylan Prince.
Number 1, Dylan Prince.
We're actually we've got number 1, Danny Machado at the plate right now, the shortstop. 1 away. Machado swings and misses. He'll bat from the left side, facing the righty Hyatt. Pitch delivered. That'll miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hyatt is 1-0 this season with a 4.15 ERA. This is his 4th appearance for the Matadors. On the ground to the right side, that gets by the diving Duarte and goes into right field. So Machado picks up his first hit of the ball game. Ground ball just out of the reach of the second baseman for the Matadors. With 1 away, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Nico Benestead, and 1 on for the Lightning. Lightning up 2-1 here in the 5th. So Jackson Hyatt, 6'6", 245, a junior out of the University of South Alabama, facing Benestead at the plate, who's 0 for 1, flied out to left and walked, scored a run in the 3rd. Hyatt's batting .405, so he can do it with his arm and his bat. 1 ball, no strikes to the righty at the plate. Hyatt has pitched against the X-Team. Beach Boys and Snappers picked up that 1 win against the X-Team. Fly ball going to center field and in the glove of Sanchez, just short of the warning track. So there's 2 away, and that'll bring up Brock Silvers. Still 1 on here for the Lightning at first. Machado, who singled to right. Pitch delivered right at the knees and down Main Street for the strike. 0-1 on Silvers. Next pitch, that'll go out of play. Next pitch, that'll get it by the catcher, go inside, advance the runner, Machado, to second base. Setting at the belt, kicking. There goes the runner. Pitch delivered. It'll hit the backstop. That'll return Machado back to second. 2 down. Runner in scoring position for the Lightning. They already have the 2-1 advantage here in the 5th. Next pitch framed nicely. That'll miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hyatt, the batting leader as far as average goes in the league, batting .405. Actually, he's at 4th with .405 on the leaderboard, but he's pitching right now. Pitch deliver, that'll go into the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Silvers. Hyatt also tied for home runs in the league in 2nd place with 2 homers. Bunch of other batters around the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. 3-2 the count. But he's picked up a win on the hill already this season. Next pitch, that's into the backstop. 4 1/3 innings pitched for Hyatt before today. 5 strikeouts. There comes the payoff pitch with 2 outs, runner at second base. Hyatt looks the runner back. Dancing out there at second. Here comes the pitch. Upstairs, heat, swing and a miss. That'll do it. So Silvers goes down swinging. There's no runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left on. We head to the home half of the 5th. Lightning, they still have the edge, 2-1 over the Matadors. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Athletes, are you looking to take your game to the next level? Well, Barwis Arm Farm has the tools to give specialized training to professional athletes all the way down to the little leaguers. Professional and Olympic athletes train with Mike Barwis and his staff because they know that they'll receive the most advanced, scientifically based, holistic, and cutting-edge athletic training. Prepare to achieve the uncommon. Go to barwis.com to book a tour and check out the training programs that they offer. Welcome back, Matadors. Due up for the Palm Beach Garden team. It is Cancel, Gardner, and Payne here in the bottom of the 5th, just down by 1. It's a 2-1 tight ball game here between the 3rd, 4th place teams in their division. It's the North Division. Lightning in 4th, Matadors in 3rd. Lightning trying to even things up, maybe leap over the Matadors here today. They'll face each other 5 times this season. This is the 3rd time that the 2 teams have matched up. They've split the series so far. 3-1 the count here to Cancel. Confreda delivers the pitch. It hits right off of the pitcher. He looks around, not sure where the ball went, finally finds it in front of him in the mound and throws over to first. And the Matadors, Cancel safe at first base. That was a hard hit ball. Confreda blocked it as the ball came right up the middle to the lefty on the hill, and then he had to find the ball. That was a tough part. So an infield base hit for Cancel. Looks like he's got a courtesy runner, number 4. Sawyer Briner from Alaska. We've had quite a few discussions too about growing up in Alaska and being a fisherman. It was a great discussion that we had earlier before the game, too. So Sawyer, he's the pinch runner, the courtesy runner for Cancel at first base, who legged out an infield base hit. Gardner up next, then Payne for the Matadors. The tying run is Sawyer at first base. Gardner will step up to the plate. Gardner walked his first trip up. Boy, I took a lot of notes talking to Sawyer here today. So interested in, growing up in Alaska and having his dad as a fisherman, and then found out that it's really goes all the way back to his great-grandfather, too. There's a swing and a miss, 0-1. My notes are scribbles. I wish I could have kept them better, but Sawyer was showing me video of the fishing boats that his dad works on, that he's worked on before. Inside, breaking ball, that'll miss, low and inside, 1-1 the count. He said his dad just got back. He actually works with some other fishermen that from North Dakota and somewhere else. They live besides Alaska, so they went home for a little bit, those fishermen that are on the boat with his dad, and they'll head back out in the first week of July, right in the beginning of July, this time for salmon. Fly ball into right field, diving after. The center fielder comes in, makes the grab, throws to first. Sawyer's got to get back, and the ball is there first. Wow, that looked like that was going to drop in, but Fascalo, he played it right off the jump and had a good jump out there in center field. Went to his left, dove after it, and then collected himself well enough to throw to first base. And Sawyer so fast, he was almost on second by that time. And that will be a double play off the bat of Gardner as he lines out to center. That was in right center field, too. And then picked off at first base is Breyer, the courtesy runner. 2 away. That brings up Nolan Payne. He fouls one out. 1 ball, 1 strike on the left fielder. But his dad was out on the boat. Long line fisherman going for halibut and black cod, and then now they'll take the nets out, the boats out, and go after salmon. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Just missing outside, 2-2. Sawyer showed me some videos, some photos, and boy, all the fish. He said in the main hall they got 90,000 pounds. And in the back bin they had about 35,000 that he showed me. It was a lot of fish that come in those nets. He said that's about, trying to remember how much money he said that would rake in, but he got about $35K in a month out there. This year he probably won't go out. He's playing a lot of ball here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League, but he's been out on the boat since he was a 2-2 breaking ball slapped. That'll go past the pitcher. It will be tough for the Lightning, and no play as the ball just stuck out there in the grass behind the mound. No one could pick it up. And safe at first base with 2 outs is Nolan Payne. Infield base hit. He put it in the spot where nobody could, and boy, that just stuck. That was like when you're golfing and you just stick it right on the green, and that's exactly what Payne did. No play for any fielder, and with 2 away, Payne's at first base. Going after the first pitch is Ian Vertucci. He'll foul it. 0-1. Matadors down by 1. This has been a really good pitching duel, defensive duel. Really well played ball game by both sides. Lightning scored first in the first. Matadors responded in the second, but the Lightning took the lead in the third. 1 run each of those innings to make it the 2-1 ball game that it is right now. 2 balls and a strike. Sun's starting to set here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It's hitting some clouds, so We're able to see a little bit better, but it'll start getting dark soon. No lights on yet, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs on the board for the Lightning, 1 for the Matadors. The breeze starting to blow in as it cools off here in the press box right behind home plate. Pop up, right side in foul territory. First baseman calling everybody off. That's Silvers. He'll put it in his glove, squeeze, and Vertucci is retired as he pops up to first in foul territory. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 6th here from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Lightning. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Netting professionals will improve the quality of your facility equipment. They have L screens, batting cages, turf, netting, and so much more to take care of your athletic facility needs. Trusted by Division I athletic programs, thank you to netting professionals for taking care of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League and our family. Welcome back to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. We're live on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. First pitch to the center fielder, Ryan Foscolo. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 2 is Foscolo. Next pitch, strike. High down the hill, last inning, he came in relief of Alberts. The righty in 1 inning of work. Allowed a hit. And struck out a batter, struck out Brock Silvers to end the inning. 2-1 the count to Foscolo. Grounded out in the first, base hit in the third. Taps this one foul. The 2-2 up in the air, right side, racing back, and then getting a chance to wait for the ball to come to him is Gardner in right. Foscolo's retired as he flies out to the right fielder. 1 away, that'll bring up the left fielder, Jack Tate. Tap that flies back into the backstop. Nothing in 1. The pitch delivered. That'll miss, low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tate. The left fielder is hitless tonight. 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out. Next pitch, he pops it up. That'll go into foul territory, right side of the diamond. Calling for it is Vertucci. Goes to his left, and the wind blowing, has to go to his right. Squeezes it in to his glove, and Tate is retired. 2 down, that'll bring up the catcher, Corbin Reynolds. Righty-righty matchup. Reynolds, white sleeve on his right arm, white batting gloves, and a white helmet. The pitch delivered inside, right by those white batting gloves. 1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball. to one knee, backhanded by the shortstop for the Matadors. Throw to first, and Vertucci squeezes it in. So Calamaris to Vertucci. Reynolds is retired as he grounds out. There's that great defense by the Palm Beach Gardens Matadors. They've been solid all game. 1, 2, 3, down go the Lightning, nothing across. It's still a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Lightning as we go to the Matadors, home half of the sixth. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Into the backstop, 0-1 on Colmenares. 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter for the Matadors. It's Colmenares, Patton, and Cooper all due up here in the bottom of the sixth. 2-1 lead for the Lightning. That ball will miss outside. The shortstop is 0 for 2 today. Flied out twice. First to center, then to right. Confreda goes inside. He'll miss. The 3-1 at the knee strike. Sun starting to set here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Still bright, but behind some clouds to kind of filter it out and make it a little easier to see the field right now for us. Full count as that ball goes out of play. Confredo loses Colmenares, and the shortstop tosses his bat, heads to first base with the walk. That'll bring up the extra hitter, Brett Patton. Patton is hitless tonight. 2 ground balls, both to second. Patton bats from the left side. On deck is Cooper. Here's some scores from around the league today. Hialeah Gardens, the Lions, strike delivered. Played Boynton Beach, the Buccaneers, twice today, doubleheader. The Buccaneers won 2-1 in game 1, but the Lions won 10-3 in game 2, so splitting that doubleheader. Swing 0-2 on Patton. The battle of the Coconut Creek teams today, in Coconut Creek, of course, as the Diamond Ducks won in 8 innings, 8-7 over the X team. They played a game 2 in that doubleheader at Sable Pines Park. And, well, the X team, they didn't like losing because they won big 18-9 in 7 innings against the Diamond Ducks. The Snappers, doubleheader here today, won 9-0 over the Makos in Miami Gardens. In the bottom of the fifth right now, the Snappers are leading 5-1 against the Makos. The Extreme won today at home against the Boca Raton Beach Boys. Upstairs, that'll miss 7-0. At Little Fenway, Pompano Beach, the Wave beat the Blazers from Boca Raton 15-8. That game only needed 7 innings. In the bottom of the sixth, that's where we are right now, 2-1. As the Lightning lead. Full count here on Patton. Top of the fourth, 1-1 as the Iguanas facing off the Hooks in Fort Lauderdale. And that'll be a hit to the right side. So Colmenares heads to second. Patton's aboard with the base hit. And that'll bring up Thomas Cooper, the third baseman. Cooper is 1 for 2 today. Singled to right in the first and then popped up to Silvers, the first baseman, in the fourth. So once again, playing right now, top of the fourth, the Iguanas and the Hooks are all tied up in Fort Lauderdale. Bottom of the fourth, Snappers leading 5-1 over the Makos in Miami Gardens. Top of the fifth, 1-0. The Beach Boys are leading the Extreme. And top of the first, Pompano Beach 2-0 over the Blazers in Boca Raton. Thomas Cooper getting the swings in after that little meeting on the mound. 2 on. Tying run is at second base. Go-ahead run is at first. Cooper trying to make things happen here for the Matadors in the sixth. Sun is setting. Showing bunt brings it back. Upstairs outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Checks the runner. Deals. Missing outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Cooper this season's batting .351 through 12 games. 13 hits in those 12 games. 5 doubles. He has driven in 13 and has 1 to drive in now. Throw down to second. Underneath it is Colmenares. Swing and a miss for Cooper. So Colmenares safely back at second base. He's not getting picked off. Cooper, 2 balls and a strike on the third baseman. Checks the runner, deals the pitch, and the ball's going out of play to the right side. Stadium lights are on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cooper has a good eye at the plate as he has walked more than he's struck out this season. The 2-2, he lays off that breaking ball that goes outside. Count full now on Cooper. Walks as good as a hit. No outs here for the Matadors. Started off with the top of the order in Colmenares, Patton, and now Cooper, the number 3 hitter. And he lines this one into center field, but right into the glove of Foscolo in center. Line shot right to Cooper. He didn't have to, right to Foscolo. He didn't have to move at all. Luckily, Colmenares, Patton stayed on their bases. There's 1 away. That'll bring up Alejandro Sanchez, the center fielder. 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to first, struck out in the fourth. Sanchez batting .343 in the conference, in the division right now. Still .343 through all. So Cooper's stats that I was giving were actually in the division. Now I've moved it over to all so we can see what they've done all season. 1 ball, no strikes. I forgot that was a step that I needed to make here on Point Streak with the stats. 2 balls, no strikes to Sanchez. Bats from the left side, facing the lefty on the hill. 12 hits for Sanchez. A double, 2 triples, 2 homers, and he's driven in 7. Here comes the 2-0 strike. Just catches a little part of that outside edge right there. 2-1. Sun's starting to dip behind the clouds that are on the horizon. Right before the tree line. Here's the 2-1. That's popped up left side. Stays up there for quite some time and actually stays in fair territory for Tate out there in left. So Sanchez is retired as he pops up to left field. 2 down. Still 2 on for the Matadors. The number 5 hitter in the lineup, the designated hitter, Kirk Stenstrud, will come up to the plate. He has walked twice, scored once. That's the 1 run for the Matadors. Bounce from the right side. Confreda checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That'll be popped out of play. Stensrud this season batting .348. Through 8 games, has 8 hits, a double, 2 homers. He's driven in 13. There goes the runner as the pitch delivered in the dirt, throw down to second. That'll have the runner in a pickle, but the whole way the second baseman is watching the runner at third base. At third is Colmenares. Good job of running by the Matadors as they do not get doubled up or out at all. So Colmenares picks up the stolen base. Patton gets safely back to first base. The Lightning playing heads-up defense, though, too, as Trolio, who came in for Prince at second, he decides that he's going to keep an eye on the runner at third base instead of at first. He's more important because that run ties up the ball game. The pitch delivered, that'll miss low and away. So 2 balls and no strikes on Stensrud. Smart play there by the Matadors, trying to be able to draw the throw over to the runner going from first to second. There goes the runner again. On the ground, the shortstop Fields throws to first. It deflects off the ground, off the glove of the first baseman, and that'll have the runners advancing. The Matadors tie it up as Colmenares, he was going the whole way, whether that was a ground out or not. That could have been the 3rd out, but instead there's only 2 outs. Colmenares ties it up. It's a 2 ball game as Patton makes it to third base. Stensrud on the air advances to second. So 2 on, both in scoring position for the Matadors as the second baseman, Tyler Duarte, steps up to the plate. Duarte doubled his first time up, drove in Stensrud for the Matadors. That was that 1 run there that they've only had for quite a few innings, then struck out swinging in the 4th, so he's 1 for 2. Strike delivered to the lefty at the plate. Not an easy time to bat against a lefty. Duarte this season batting .400. Oh, as Confreda takes something off, goes upstairs, makes that pitch dance, and Duarte swings and misses. In 10 games, 12 hits for the catcher, 1 double. He's driven in 4 this season. 2-2 ball game. It took some time, but the Matadors have tied it up here in the 6th. 2 on in scoring position for the Matadors. Duarte awaits the pitch, fouls it off. He's got the light powder blue batting gloves. Takes a walk around home plate with his 2-tone bat, wiggles it over his left shoulder, awaits the pitch. Here it comes. That'll miss away. Good eye by the second baseman. Duarte has only walked 3 times this season. Another good job, though, there as that ball goes low and away. He has struck out 10 times this season. Here comes the 2-2, and that's strike 3. He'll get caught window shopping and end things here for the Matadors in the 6th. 2 left stranded, so 1 run crosses the plate on 1 hit. An error, 2 left on. We head to the top of the 7th here from Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, at Joe Russo Field, with the game tied at 2 apiece. Lightning and Matadors battling it out. We go to the 7th. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Welcome back to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. We're so glad that you're tuning in here tonight. It is a great ball game. It's a tight one, a 2-2 ball game as the Matadors just tied it up in the bottom of the 6th. Due up here for the Lightning is 8, 9, and 10. New pitcher on the hill for the Matadors, Austin Dietz, first pitch, and that'll drop in for a base hit off the bat of Logan Shapiro, the right fielder for the Lightning.
Junior third baseman, number 16, Aiden O'Keefe.
Aiden O'Keefe will step in. He's the third baseman. Shapiro had struck out twice before getting that base hit here in the 7th. First time looking in the 2nd, second time swinging in the 4th. O'Keefe at the plate. Lefty-righty matchup. Second lefty he's facing here tonight. Starting pitcher Andrew Alberts, the lefty. And then Jackson Hyde came in, a right-handed pitcher. 1 ball, no strikes to O'Keefe. He's been on base twice, walked in the 2nd, doubled in the 4th. Strike delivered. 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting to cool off here at Joe Russo Field. The sun has completely disappeared into the clouds and is setting. We still see a little bit of brightness as it reflects into the sky. 2-2 ball game. Lots of wind still blowing out there in left center. 2 balls and a strike here to O'Keefe. Benavides on deck for the Lightning. The go-ahead run is at first base right now for the Lightning. Pitch delivered, that's low and inside. Both teams have played each other twice so far. They've split the series. After today's game, they'll face against each other 2 more times this season. They're both in the North Division and just separated by a game as the Matadors in 3rd place, 9-6 in the North Division. The Lightning 10-9, 4th place in the North Division. Here comes the payoff pitch. Looking over to first base is Dietz. He delivers. Swing, ball hit hard to the third baseman. He'll go to second, relay throw to first, and it's not in time. Good defense, good play by Cooper. He quickly got the ball over to second base. Just O'Keefe legging it out as he's safe at first. But one away as Shapiro is out at second. That'll bring up Brady Benavides, the extra hitter. 0 for 2 today, popped out and grounded out. Fly ball into left center, racing after it and diving. Making the grab out there is Payne. Went to his left, covered a lot of ground. Sanchez was coming in. But wow, what a great play. Talk about the defense all night of these Matador players. And there's another one. Payne to his left, dives and makes the grab right by the wall in left center field. There's 2 away. O'Keefe at first base. Benavides at the plate. We're actually, sorry, we're back up to Dom Trolio. Pitch, strike. Trolio came in for Prince in the 5th, so he's 0 for 1 today. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball, that'll miss. 2-1. That'll fly right over the pitcher as Colmenares fields it. The shortstop, as the ball went up the middle, then he stepped on the second base bag. That'll retire O'Keefe at second, gets the put out, and that's all that the Matadors need to do here to hold the Lightning and keep it 2-2 as we head to the home half of the 7th. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League, and our game sponsor today is Mizuno. Get your baseball gear through the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Mizuno storefront. Located on the homepage of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League website, you can find Mizuno wooden bats, gloves, batting gloves, and catcher's gear at a discount rate. Mizuno has the best baseball equipment in the game. Make sure that you take advantage of this special offer. Welcome back. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. 1 ball, no strikes to the catcher, Chris Cancel. New pitcher on the hill for the Lightning, and it's A.J. Shelton as Cancel hits this foul into the backstop from Dunedin, Florida, 6'1", 205. The righty, sophomore out of Florida Atlantic University. Breaking ball upstairs, that'll miss. 2-1 the count. Cancel, Gardner, and Payne all due up for the Matadors. The Matadors catcher is 1 for 2 today. Flied out to left and legged out an infield base hit in the 5th. Pitch strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Another one of those loopers, but it hangs upstairs. So the count full on Cancel. Payoff pitch, that's going out of play. 2-2 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Can't get any more tighter than this. An exciting ball game between division rivals. Cancel batting .400 this season through 7 games. 7 runs scored, 8 hits. Another breaking ball. That's upstairs, and it'll be popped up out of play. Cancel has walked 4 times, only struck out 2. Payoff pitch coming to Cancel, and it's upstairs. What a good eye by the catcher. He sees a lot of those pitches behind the plate, so you'd imagine that he'd be patient and have a good eye when he's at the plate, not just receiving. So the Matadors have the go-ahead run at first base. There'll be a courtesy runner, and Sawyer Bryner will head out to first base to run for Cancel. That'll bring up Hudson Gardner, the right fielder, who's 0 for 1 today. He walked in the 2nd, then lined out to center in the 5th. Payne on deck for the Matadors. Pitch delivered inside to the lefty. That'll miss. Righty-lefty matchup. Gardner, 0 for 1 today. He had to walk back in the 2nd. Gardner batting .344 this season through 11 games. 11 hits. Curveball inside, that'll miss. 2 balls, no strikes. Boy, Shelton throwing a lot of those breaking balls. 2 doubles, a triple, 8 ribbies for Gardner on the season. Like to see him tack on another one if he can. Throw to first base. Checking the runner at first. Bryner back safely. Goes after the pitch, hits it into the fence behind home plate. Shelton on the hill. He's 6'1", 205 out of Dunedin, Florida. Sophomore from Florida Atlantic University. No record yet this season, 0.00 ERA. This is his 5th appearance for the Lightning. In 5 innings, he has struck out 10, but also walked 10. Only given up 1 hit. Make it 11 now that he's walked. 3 balls, no strikes to Gardner. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike right at the belt. Shelton has not pitched against the Matadors yet this season. Until today. The most that he's gone is 2 innings of work in relief. That was in a win against the Lions. Another foul ball into the backstop. In those 2 innings, no runs, no hits. Walked 4, struck out 2. What a stat line, though. 10 strikeouts in 5 innings and 10 walks. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that'll miss. Back-to-back walks. That'll bring up Nolan Payne, the left fielder for the Matadors. Quick little timeout. Talk between the coach, pitcher, catcher, infield coming in too. 2 on for the Matadors. The go-ahead run is at second base in Cancel. The Matadors just tied it up last inning. Payne today has gone 1 for 2, lined out, and got a base hit in the 5th. Payne batting .480 through 9 games, 12 hits, 2 doubles. He's driven in 9. No strikeouts yet this season for Payne. He's walked twice. So at the plate, he's usually swinging and hitting the ball. 2 on, no outs. Payne getting some practice swings in with his black wooden bat. Takes a breath. Wind continues to blow out in left center. Sun is set, stadium lights on. We still have some brightness, though, out on the horizon in the clouds, sunset reflecting. Here comes the pitch. Inside, that'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes. Matador scored 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 6th. Lightning took the early 1-0 lead in the 1st inning. Here comes the 1-0, and that's upstairs and off the mark. 2 balls and no strikes to Payne. Shelton takes a breath, kicks, deliver, swing, fly ball, right side. Incoming is the right fielder, and he dives after it. It bounces right off of his glove. Rounding third base is the speedy Sawyer. He'll head all the way home. Standing up, the Matadors lead now 3-2. So a fly ball to right that was coming into short right field. Shapiro ran in as fast as he could. He was able to get a glove on it, but it bounced off of his glove, and that enabled Sawyer Briner, the courtesy runner, to score. And the Matadors are up now 3-2. Gardner standing safe at third. Payne at second base. Payne picking up the hit and Ribby here in the 7th. 2 walks, a hit, and a run scores for the Matadors. They take the 3-2 lead. At the plate, it's Ian Vertucci, the first baseman. Vertucci is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. Vertucci batting .300 this season in 10 games. 9 hits. He's driven in 6. He has 2 to drive in right here. 1 ball, 1 strike to the first baseman. Pitch delivered, that'll miss upstairs, 2-1. Shelton on the hill from Dunedin, Florida, played for Dunedin High School. Redshirt freshman out of FAU. He's going to have a birthday coming up on July 6th. Working on Vertucci right here. 3-1 the count to the first baseman for the Matadors. Fastball, and that'll miss inside. 3rd walk for Shelton. And Vertucci, his walk will load the bases. Nowhere to put the leadoff hitter for the Matadors. The shortstop coming to the plate. Miguel Angel Colmenares. Colmenares is 0 for 2 today. Flied out to center, flied out to right. Walked, stole a base, scored a run in the 6th. That was the tying run for the Matadors. Matadors up 3-2 here in the 7th. Another curveball that'll miss away. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Lightning signal for the bullpen. And we'll take a short time out here in the 7th. No outs. Matadors have the bases loaded. And they'll see a new pitcher after this timeout. Mizuno is the game sponsor of our game tonight here on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Welcome back. You're listening to the game of the day here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Thank you so much for tuning in. At the plate for the Matadors, it's the shortstop, Miguel Angel Colmenares. He'll face the new reliever for the Lightning. It's Brady Benavides out of Suncoast High School, just graduated this year. Headed to Delray University and gets a strike on Colmenares as he swings, fouls it off. Patton on deck for the Matadors. There's nowhere to put the leadoff hitter for the Matadors. Bases are juiced. Here comes the 1-1, and that ball's hit on the ground right to the shortstop who is playing in. Throw home will get the runner, then the throw over to first. It'll deflect off the glove. A run will score, and the Matadors take the 4-2 lead now here in the 7th. So Colmenares, fielder's choice, as the shortstop Machado was playing on the grass to get the out, and he does get Gardner out at at home. That's the first out here for the Matadors. Throw by the catcher to first base, and that deflected off the glove of the first baseman, so Colmenares is safe at first base. And that allows a run to score to for the Matadors. Brett Patton at the plate. Bats from the left side, facing the righty reliever, Benavides. Runners at the corners for the Matadors at first and third. Vertucci able to advance to third base as Colmenares safe at first on the errant throw. One ball, one strike. Pitch delivered. Swing. That ball goes into the backstop. 1-2 the count. Benavides throwing strikes and throwing faster than the breaking balls of A.J. Shelton before him. Shelton came in, allowed a hit, walked 3. Now the 2 runs go to Shelton too, so 2 balls and 2 strikes on the board. Just 1 out. Runners at the corners for the Matadors. 2-2 is the count. Matadors up by 2. 4-2 ball game in favor of the home team. Division rivals. It's been tight all game. Swing and a miss. That retires Patton. Benavides picks up a strikeout here in the 7th. That'll bring up the third baseman, Thomas Cooper.
Number 21, Thomas Cooper.
Coop is 1 for 3 today. Singled in the first, popped up in the 4th, lined out in the 6th. Breaking ball strike. Crosses the plate right at the knees. 0-1 on Cooper. Next pitch upstairs, that'll fly away. So 1 ball, 1 strike. This is turning into a really beautiful night here at the ballpark at Joe Russo Field. Ball going out of play right side. Lots of action right here in front of the broadcast behind home plate. 1-2 the count. We've got more action though on the field as the Matadors lead 4-2, scored 2 here in the 7th, 1 in the 6th. Breaking ball that will miss outside. 2-2. Next pitch, that'll miss low. Count full as the runner advances to second base. Colmenares easily taken second. Catcher deciding not to throw. Two down, full count. Base hit, left side. That'll play another run for the Matadors. Round in third base, but being held up. Another Matadors runner, but Vertucci will score The 5th run of the ball game for the Matadors off the bat of Thomas Cooper.
Miami-Dade, number 24, Alejandro Sanchez.
Cooper with a base hit to the left side, driving in another run for the Matadors here in the 7th. Colmenares, after taking second base, catcher's indifference, he's at third. So runners at the corners again for the Matadors with 2 outs. Lefty at the plate. Sanchez takes a look, not going. 1 ball, no strikes to the center fielder. Sanchez 0 for 3 today. Ground out, struck out, and popped out. Here comes the 1-0, and that'll miss inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two hits on the board for Payne. He's 2 for 3 for the Matadors. And Cooper with 2 hits, 2 for 4, just picking up that second hit. Moments ago, 2-1 is the count to Sanchez. Cooper's driven in 1 of the 5 runs. Duarte's helped. He's 1 for 3 and drove in a run. And Payne with his 2 for 3 night has driven in a run also for the Matadors. The 3-1. Sanchez tosses his bat as he'll take ball 4 and head to first base. So the bases are loaded again for the Matadors. The Matadors had trouble against the starting pitcher for Delray Beach. Confreda held the Matadors to just 2 hits. 2 runs. But now with Shelton Benavides coming in relief, the Matadors have found their groove. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That brings up Kurt Stensrud, the designated hitter. Actually, check that. It is Stensrud. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike at the belt, 1-1. Kirk is 0 for 1 today. Two walks, scored a run. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Matadors. They've nearly batted around here in the 7th. Strike delivered, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2, and upstairs at the hands, a swing and a miss. And Stensrud not happy about that as he taps his helmet. So he'll go down swinging with the bases loaded, but the Matadors score 3 runs and have the 3-run advantage as we head to the top of the 8th here at Joe Russo Field from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Game of the Day, sponsored by Mizuno. All right, the Lightning are up here in the top of the 8th. They're down by 3. The Matadors, this is their home field. They don't want the Lightning to win here tonight. The series split so far, 1 game apiece for each team, 1 win apiece. Looks like the Matadors right now, they want to take advantage of the home field, and they're up by 3. Strike delivered, first pitch to Danny Machado, the shortstop for the Lightning. Here comes the 0-1. That'll miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Machado, Benestead, and Silvers due up for the Lightning here in the 8th. Here comes the 1-1. That was a breaking ball. Waiting on it is Machado, and he places it into right center. So a leadoff base hit off the bat of the shortstop for the Lightning, and that'll bring up Nico Benestead.
Number 32, Simon Hoffman.
So let's check that. Benestead not at the plate, as we have number 32, Simon Hoffman, sophomore from Elon University out of Calabasas, California. So Hoffman at the plate. Pitch delivered at the knee, strike. One on for the Lightning. No outs. Hoffman takes the next pitch. That's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Silver's on deck for the Lightning. Dietz came in last inning for the Matadors. The lefty remains on the hill here in this inning. Next pitch, that'll miss the mark away. Good job by Cancel, the catcher behind the plate, as he slides like a goalie to his right to make sure he catches that pitch that's delivered and doesn't get by him. There's a runner at first right now for the Lightning. 2-1, here comes the pitch. Hit hard on the ground, up the middle, glove by the shortstop, right by second, quickly throws it over to the second baseman to get the force out at second base. Things go flying. It looks like the shade's off the top of the cap of Colmenares, the shortstop. Quickly to his left, backing up the pitcher, Dietz. The ball went up the middle. Colmenares had it, just couldn't get it as his shades flew off. Tried to pick up the ball a couple of times. Luckily, he was just a step away from second. He could just quickly shot put it over to Duarte at second to get the leadoff runner out at second base, so there's 1 away. Hoffman safe at first base on the fielder's choice. Brock Silvers at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Silvers is 2 for 3 today, has a pair of doubles. He's driven in a couple too. Silvers batting .275 on the season. Here comes the 1-0, swing and a miss. Here comes the 1-1, that's tap foul as it rolls over by the on-deck circle for the visiting team. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, and 1 on for the Lightning. They're down by 3. Matadors lead 5-2 here in the top of the 8th. Dietz looking over at the runner, checks him twice, kicks, deals, delivers, and that ball's low and inside. 2-2 the count. Silvers yesterday was 1 for 3 in the loss for the Lightning against the Extreme. Drove in 2, stole a base, his third of the season, having another great game here today with 2 doubles and driving into. He's the cleanup hitter for the Lightning as he fouls off this pitch by the backstop. 2-2, the count remains with 1 out. Next pitch hit up the middle. Once again, shortstop throw to first base, and it bounces out of the glove of Vertucci at first. And that'll keep Silvers. He'll be safe at first base, and Benested safe as he advances to second base. Hang with us. I know we've got some audio issues. We'll work it out in a minute. 2 down is actually Benested out at second. Smart play there by the defense for the Matadors. Heads up, 2 away. Silvers, though, safe at first as the throw over to first base bounced off the glove of the first baseman. That'll bring up the catcher as the throw goes over to first base again. Trying to work on the audio right here. Center fielder Ryan Vascolo at the plate. Our audio very, very sensitive here, but I think we've got it worked out right now. 2 balls, no strikes here to Vascolo. The center fielder is 1 for 3 today. Two balls and a strike here to the center fielder for the Lightning. Got 1 on at first base. Three balls and a strike. Dietz glancing over at the runner at first, deals, and that ball will miss outside. Ball 4, Vascolo's headed to first base. Silvers advances to second.
Number 8, Jack Tate.
Jack Tate, the left fielder, will step up to the plate for the Lightning. He's 0 for 3 today with a ground out, strikeout, and bop out. Quick little meeting on the hill. Head coach Josie out there checking in with his pitcher catcher infield. 2 on here for the Lightning. The tying run comes to the plate with 2 outs. Jack Tate at the plate, hitless tonight. Pitch delivered, that's inside, so 1 ball and no strikes on Tate. One and one the count. Tate this season batting .295 in 15 games. He has 13 hits, and he's driven in 7. The 1-1 lifted up into the air to the right side is a pop-up. Calling everyone off is Vertucci at first as he drifts to his right. He'll squeeze it in and make the ever-important catch there to end things for the Lightning here in the 8th. So no runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left on. We'll go to the home half of the 8th here from Joe Russo Field in Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League, sponsored by Mizuno tonight. Welcome back. Still trying to fix this audio right here. I don't know if it's the wind or what is. We haven't had an issue except for the last 2 innings. No balls and 1 strike. Duarte at the plate, shows bunt, pulls it back, did it again. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Duarte. For the Matadors at 6, 7, and 8, due up here in the 8th. Matadors lead by 3, 5-2. It was a 2-2 ball game until Palm Beach Gardens scored 3 in the 7th. Here comes the pitch, showing bunt once again, not able to lay wood on it as the ball goes low and away from Duarte. 1-2 is the count as he misses that bunt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, 2-2. Duarte doubled, drove in a run in the second, struck out 2 times after that. Batting .394 as the ball is hit out of play right into the lights on the left side of the diamond. Dark skies as we are in the night right now. About 20-9 here from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch delivered. That'll miss inside, so full count to Duarte. Next pitch, that'll miss upstairs. So Duarte will walk to first base. Second time that he's been on base here tonight, and that'll bring up Chris Cancel. Cancel is 1 for 2 today. Flied out, singled in the 5th, walk, scored a run in the 7th. Righty-righty matchup, blowing inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Cancel. Batting .400 through 7 games. 8 hits. He's driven in 8. He's walked 4 times while striking out just 2. Strike delivered, 1-1 the count. The kick, the pitch, and a pop-up. That'll stay near the mound. Pitcher Benavides going off the mound to his left as the ball shifts over more towards the first base line. Coming in is the first baseman, Trolio. He calls off Benavides, and he'll squeeze it into his glove as Cancel is retired as he pops up to first. That could have been trouble for the Lightning as Cancel popped up. It looked like Benavides, who's also a third baseman, might take it, but then called off by his first baseman. First baseman Silvers, I might have said Trolio. Silvers, first baseman for the Lightning. Righty-lefty matchup, 1 ball, no strikes. Now Hudson Gardner at the plate, the right fielder for the Matadors. Gardner is 0 for 1 with 2 walks today. Here comes the 1-0, slapped right side foul. Gardner batting .344 in 11 games, has 11 hits. Pair of doubles, a triple. He's driven in 8. Wiggles that black bat right over his left shoulder, then swings and put this ball into center field. It'll go into the glove of Foscolo out there in center. There's 2 away. So a fly out to center, and that leaves Duarte still at first base with 2 downs. A left fielder, Nolan Payne, will step up to the plate. 2 for 3 night for Payne. Lined out in the second. Couple of hits after that. An important hit in the 7th as he drove in a run and scored a run. This time, a line shot. It'll go a one-hopper, though, into the glove of the second baseman. That's Trolio, who throws over to Machado, covering second, gets the lead runner, and that'll do it for the Matadors in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on. We head to the top of the 9th here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Matadors leading the home team by 3, 5-2. So the Lightning are down to their last 3 outs. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network, live on YouTube, sponsored by Mizuno tonight. Top of the 9th, the Lightning down to their last 3 outs. Thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast for the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. I'm Lisa Pride. First up for the Lightning, it's Reynolds, then Shapiro and O'Keefe. So 7, 8, and 9 for the Lightning here in the 9th. And they've got a new pitcher to face. Strike delivered by Joe Sieber, the righty Sieber from Homer Glen, Illinois, 5'11", 190. Senior at Valparaiso University. Here comes the 1-1, swing and a miss. Sieber is appearing in his 4th game for the Matadors. Ground ball, shortstop taking it. Throw to first base, and it'll be in time. That solid Matador defense behind Sieber here in the 9th. And now the Lightning are down to their last 2 outs. That'll bring up the right fielder, Logan Shapiro. Shapiro has struck out twice, but singled his last trip up to the plate. That was back in the 7th. So Sieber, he has 2 starts for the Matadors here today. He'll miss inside. 4th appearance, though, for Palm Beach Gardens. A 9 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 15 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. Walked 6, struck out 3. 0-1 record this season. 7.44 ERA. So far, he's got 1 out, and he's working on out number 2 with the Lightning. Strike delivered. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shapiro. This is the fourth pitcher of the night for Palm Beach Gardens. Next pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, O'Keefe on deck for the Lightning. Alberts was the starting pitcher for the Matadors as that swatted foul. 4 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned run. Walked a pair, struck out 5. Hyatt came in relief, the righty. He went 2 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, no walks, and struck out 2. There's a strikeout for Seabird. 2 away, and the Lightning are down to their last out here against the Matadors. Matadors looking to seal the deal here against the Lightning, leading by 3. It's a 5-2 ball game in favor of the Matadors. Dietz was the third pitcher for the Matadors as the strike is delivered. Went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, no runs. Walked 1. No strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. In on the hands, up in the air. That'll drop in for a base hit into short left field. So with 2 away, the Lightning have a runner aboard. O'Keefe with the base hit. That's his, let's see if it's his second or third. I have a lot of scribbles here right now. O'Keefe, that's his second hit of the night. So he is 2 for 3 with a walk. And that'll bring up Brady Benavides, or actually it is
Now at the plate for the Lightning, number 33, Austin Nicholson.
Austin Nicholson
Ball at Oral Roberts University.
will step up to the plate. One ball and 1 strike. So Austin Nicholson at the plate with the Lightning down to their final out. Pop up, that'll go to the left side. It'll hit foul territory. Over to make the grab is Cooper, but it falls out of his glove, out of the glove of the third baseman in foul territory. So Nicholson can return back to the plate. Here comes the pitch, and that'll miss away. So 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. The Lightning scored their 2 runs back in the first and third. It was a 2-2 ball game as Seaber goes upstairs and misses full count until the Matadors, big 7th inning, scored 3 runs, took over the lead, and that's how the game is 5-2 right now. Payoff pitch, here it comes. Pop up, that'll go to the left side, and on the run is the left fielder, Payne. He won't be able to get there in time as the ball bounces right by him. That's a base hit for Nicholson. So after getting 2 outs, striking out Shapiro, O'Keefe singles to left, and then Nicholson finds a way to get on a blue pit over on the left side of the diamond. Tying run is plunked right here as Dom Trolio now heads to first base as he was hit by a pitch, and the bases are loaded for the Lightning. There'll be a quick little meeting as Jacob Josie goes out and talks to his pitcher-catcher infield. So the Matadors with the 3-run lead here in the top of the 9th. New pitcher, Seabird, gets Reynolds to ground out. Shapiro, he strikes him out swinging. And then O'Keefe finds a way to get on base. Base hit to the left side. And then in for Brady Benavides, who was the new reliever for the Lightning. Austin Nicholson, with his first at-bat of the night, gets the blue base hit into left field. Payne tried to track it down, but he just couldn't reach it in time. And then Trolio, the second baseman for the Lightning, first pitch, and he was hit by a pitch. Bases are loaded. Danny Machado, the shortstop, at the plate. Righty-lefty matchup, 1 ball, no strikes to Machado. Machado, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning. He has a pair of hits, and this ball is scorched to the right side, taken by Vertucci. He played it well, calls it off, steps on the first base bag, and takes it himself. So with the bases loaded, off the bat of Machado, the third baseman, Vertucci, will take that hot shot over the first base side. And there's lots of smiles by the Matadors as, whew, they're breathing a sigh of relief, winning this game 5-2 by 3 runs, but that could have been a doozy here in the 9th. But instead, the Matadors defense comes through and gets that final out as Machado grounds out to end things here in the 9th. We'll come back with some totals right after this, but the Matadors win at home over the Lightning 5-2. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. Welcome back. We're here with the totals here to wrap things up between the Matadors and the Lightning here in our game of the day on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Lisa Pride here, and the Matadors pull it out 5-2. 1-0. Delray Beach took the early lead in the top of the first. The Matadors replied in the second. It was a 1-1 ball game. But then, top of the third, the Lightning said, hey, wait a minute, we're taking over this lead. And they did 2-1. It stood that way for quite some time through a few innings, 2-1 ball game in favor of the visiting Lightning until the Matadors could tie it up in the 6th. It was a 2-2 ball game at that point. And then the Matadors in the 7th, with the help of a little bit of pitching on the side of the Lightning side, well, they were able to pull together 3 runs, and that gave them the 5-2 lead and the 3-run lead that they held on all the way until the 9th inning. And boy, what a game it was, as in the 9th, with 2 outs, the Lightning, they just didn't want to go home yet, as O'Keefe singled. Bloop base hit into left field off the bat of Nicholson, who was batting for Benavides, who came in relief for the last couple of innings. Then Trolio, first pitch to him, he was hit by a pitch, and all at once the bases were loaded, and the tying run was at first base. Machado, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning, well, you knew he wasn't going to be easy to get out because he has had 2 hits tonight already, found his way on the base pass 3 times, and has scored a run, so it wouldn't be easy. Machado, though, hit a hard one to Vertucci, and with the great defense that the Matadors have had all night, Vertucci hung on to that ball, took it himself, said, hey, I've got this all the way, and he stepped on first base, and that ended the attack by the Lightning. Boy, nobody got struck by lightning here tonight. And the Matadors, they pulled it out 5-2 over their division rivals as they're battling out 3rd, 4th place right there in the middle against each other. So the Lightning are now 11-9 in the North Division, or actually, let me check that. The Matadors are now 10-6 in the North Division, and the Lightning now fall to 10-10 in the North Division. The Lightning now 12-10 overall, and the Matadors 11-7 overall. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight as the Matadors pull it out 5-2. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. Have a great night, everyone. And we would like to thank Jacob Kelly, who has been helping me all night as far as getting the broadcast on air. We have the broadcast, the audio, video, everything going with Jacob Kelly. Don Presto, our intern, has been helping out too all night. So thanks, guys, for making sure we're on the air and everybody can tune in and watch this game as the Matadors win 5-2. Have a great night, everyone.